Yeah, so I mean, I think you have to remember there are billions of web pages and a lot of content out there. People usually need to have 9 touch points before they even think about it. Inside of healthcare, people are searching for information. I think 30% of all searches on Google daily have to do with healthcare. So if you think about that, you can really see how much it really does take over what people are doing. Is it 30% or 15%? Whatever it is, it's really overwhelming the amount of healthcare information that people are searching for. And so in the same way that you research your audiences and you understand who they are, what motivates them, what they care about, what their questions are, I think their questions are really the critical part. You need to know the vocabulary that they use. Most people have coping strategies when you watch them search. And again, people search very differently for different things. So when somebody's doing a healthcare search, they're educating themselves as they're going along in their search. Where if somebody's looking for a pair of jeans, they might be educating themselves on like different sizes and different styles, but it's a very different kind of search. It's probably more fun, although any woman who's ever looked for a pair of jeans can tell you it's a pretty frustrating experience. But it's not the same as having a healthcare challenge. So, and then when somebody's doing a B2B search because their CFO asked them to find a better software, it's a completely different kind of search. So, they might be going to landing pages and, entering in their information to get content that's going to help them make this decision, and then they become a lead, and so it's going into a completely different buying cycle. So the bottom line is that SEO is really important. It's critical for establishing a vocabulary of how people are going to find your content. The problem comes about when you get into these keyword stuffing. So we just had a blog that we wrote for a healthcare organization, and their SEO firm came in and added 13 phrases in the blog that were the same phrases. And we went back to them and they're like, no, Google's going to just X this out. Like, this is ridiculous. First of all, a spider bot is going to know that this is keyword stuffing. And not only that, but a human being reading this blog is not going to like it because they're going to see that you're repeating the same phrases. It doesn't make sense anymore. So we really have to do a very good job of understanding that SEO leads the person to the content. And then we need the content to sing on its own to the person. And that's where I think we get stuck. So, synonyms and long tail keywords are all really important. Metadata is critical. What you're putting in your page titles and your browser titles and your H2s and your meta description and all that stuff. And we could argue about, how valuable they are, how much it changes. But I have to say, I've been doing this for about 17 years and the best practices have not changed. Google will tell you the same thing over and over, and they're 94% market share. So you can pretty much guarantee that people who are searching are using a Google product. And so if that is what's going on for people, then we need to use Google's tools. People also ask, their keyword finders, Google Trends, all of those tools are really valuable to getting at the vocabulary that your audience is using.